It's Wednesday, November 14. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. A $997 million disaster mitigation program has been announced for all constituencies. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says it will be implemented by the National Works Agency and the National Solid Waste Management Authority, the NSWMA. The funds will be used to clean critical drains for road patching, bushing and sanitation. Mr. Holness said $12 million will be allocated to each constituency, half of which will go towards bushing and drain cleaning alone.
The MP will make recommendations to the NWA as to the roads that should be bushed, the roads that can be patched, and the areas that will be cleaned or bulky waste removed, or the drains that will be cleaned. Ultimately, Mr. Speaker, it is the NWA that will go and measure the work, firstly, price it. Well, eventually, yes, they will implement it. They may use a contractor or they may do it directly.
Mr. Holness was speaking in the House of Representatives Tuesday afternoon. An additional $1 million will be provided to the NSWMA for sanitation across constituencies to remove waste following drain cleaning projects. Mr. Holness said the Integrity Commission will be asked to provide oversight for the disaster mitigation program to ensure there is a high level of accountability.
So, Mr. Speaker, we have ensured that at every stage there will be checks and balances to ensure value for money. This is not giveaway money, and I want to emphasize that point in the Parliament, because I know that there may be constituents who will be coming to pressure MPs, and some MPs might not be as diligent as they should be in getting the programs implemented. This is not giveaway money. If there is no work, there will be no pay.
Work will begin on November 19 and should be completed by December 7. The Office of the Prime Minister has rejected assertions by the opposition that it played a role in the one-year interim appointment of Colonel Daniel Price as the Executive Director of the Integrity Commission. In a release yesterday, opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips said he was concerned about what he called the continuing and unexplained practice of interim appointments to critical offices. Phillips also said Prime Minister Andrew Holness provided no reason to the Governor-General for Price's interim appointment. But on Tuesday, in the House of Representatives, Mr. Holness said he played no part in the appointment of the Integrity Commission boss.
Indeed, anyone who takes the time to read the Act, which is available online, will note that Section 28(1) of the said Act clearly indicates that the Executive Director is appointed by the Governor-General, acting on the recommendation of the Commission. There is no role for the Prime Minister in the process. Contrary to the assertion by the parliamentary opposition, I therefore would have played no part in the recent appointment of the Executive Director of the Integrity Commission, whether interim, acting, or permanent. I was neither consulted nor advised of this recent development of the appointment of an Executive Director of the Integrity Commission. I saw it in the media like everyone else.
The Maritime Authority of Jamaica has received data from a hydrographic survey of the Kingston Harbour and the Portland Bright area, which will provide much-needed information for updated charts and safer navigation of ships through waters surrounding Jamaica. The document, provided by the United Kingdom Hydrographic Office, was handed over on November 12 during the Commonwealth Marine Economies Programme Data Handover and Workshop at the Marine Pilots Building in Newport East, Kingston. Head of Partnering and Engagement, Eastern Atlantic and Caribbean, Chris Thorne, presented the data to Director General Maritime Authority of Jamaica and Chairman of the National Hydrographic Committee, Rear Admiral Peter Brady. Rear Admiral Brady said he was grateful for the survey and the updated nautical charts that will be handed over to his organization. The misuse and overuse of antibiotics by Jamaicans is costing the government millions of dollars. However, while the financial implications are of concern, Minister of Health Dr. Christopher Tufton said certain diseases could become untreatable and lead to death if the abuse of antibiotics continues. Dr. Tufton is quoted saying, "What we are facing is a situation where diseases such as syphilis and gonorrhea, which became curable with the discovery of antibiotics, could become incurable." End quote. Many bacteria have now become resistant to antibiotics, which have led to the rise of what is known as antimicrobial resistance. Making his remarks at the launch of the World Antibiotic Awareness Week at the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries in Kingston yesterday, Tufton said in one hospital in Jamaica last year, the additional cost of a single outbreak of a multi-drug resistant organism was $4.8 million. Data from a survey conducted by the National Survey of Knowledge, Attitudes and Prescribing Practices of Doctors regarding resistance in a Caribbean country revealed that 80% of Jamaicans reported sharing antibiotics. 50% thought the same antibiotic worked for all infections, while only 50% thought the course of antibiotics should be finished. Passengers of Fly Jamaica Airways airplane that crash-landed in Guyana are still stranded in that country. They say they are unaware of when they will be able to return to the island, as the airline has not given them any information. Late yesterday, the airline in an email advised passengers who were scheduled to fly between November 9 and November 13 that they should not proceed to the airport until further notice. 10 people were injured in scenes described as chaos as Fly Jamaica Boeing airline carrying 118 passengers and 8 crew members crash-landed in Guyana's capital, Georgetown, skidding to a halt before a steep drop. The Fly Jamaica Airways plane was bound for Toronto, Canada, when it suffered a hydraulic problem shortly after takeoff and returned to the airport, crashing and careening off the runway. The airline offers services to Jamaica, Guyana, Toronto, and New York. Caribbean Maritime University has partnered with the United Kingdom-based education publishing and assessment company, the Pearson Corporation, to develop an online matriculation pathway for students. The pilot program commenced in September. It offers alternative entrance through the online matriculation program, allowing students the opportunity to sit those subjects required for enrollment. CMU President Professor Fritz Pinnock, in providing details, said that the web-based program is driven by algorithms and artificial intelligence, which creates a unique pathway for each learner, thereby raising their level of competence. About 100 students are enrolled in the pilot program. The US dollar on Tuesday ended trading at Jamaican $126.77, down by 22 cents. That's according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary. Meanwhile, the Canadian dollar ended trading at $95.63, down from $96.24, while the British pound sterling ended trading at $164.37, down from $164.61. In regional news, 7 years after he was convicted and sentenced to 6 consecutive terms of life imprisonment, a 29-year-old Barbadian man is appealing to the Caribbean Court of Justice on what he says is the excessive nature of the sentence. Ronaldo Alain was sentenced in June 2011 on manslaughter charges, less than a year after he was held responsible for the September 2010 fire at a business store in the capital, resulting in the deaths of 6 young women. The women reportedly died after Alain firebombed the store during a robbery attempt. He had argued before the Court of Appeal that the life sentences imposed on him were excessive and that the request trial judge did not consider a discount for his early guilty plea. In sports, Jamaica's Brianna Williams, a double gold medalist at this year's World Under-20 Championships in Tampere, Finland, is among 5 athletes shortlisted for the IAAF Female Rising Star Award. The winner of the award will be announced at the IAAF Athletics Awards 2018 in Monaco on Tuesday, December 4. Williams first won the 100 meters in 11.16 seconds before completing the sprint double with a championship record and personal best time of 22.50 in the 200 meters. The time bettered the 22.53 set by Antonique Strachan of Bahamas in Barcelona, Spain back in 2012. Williams is also the Carifta Games Under-17 champion at both sprints and 4x100 meters. And that's the news. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.